Ladies and gentlemen, treasure hunters, and faithful followers of ultra-rare US coins, take a deep breath, because what you're about to witness is not just another video, it's a journey into the hidden vaults of America's greatest treasures. Every single day, millions of coins pass through people's hands unnoticed. Loose change tossed on counters, slipped into jars, forgotten in pockets. But what if I told you that some of those very coins, ordinary to the untrained eye, are in fact priceless treasures, worth fortunes that can transform lives overnight? What if the coin sitting in your drawer, the coin passed down from a parent, or even the coin you'd nearly spent at the grocery store, is actually worth more than gold, more than jewels, more than you ever imagined? Tonight, I bring you 5 coins, 5 legendary pieces of history that have shaken the auction world and electrified the hearts of collectors everywhere. These are not myths. These are not fairy tales. These are faithful, true treasures with values soaring into 6 figures. Each one carries a story. Each one is a relic of America's past. And each one proves that in the world of rare coins, fortune favors those with the eyes to see. So tighten your grip, steady your heartbeat, and prepare yourself. Because over the next few minutes, you will discover coins so rare, so extraordinary, and so powerful that they redefine the meaning of wealth. These are treasures hidden in plain sight. These are fortunes disguised as dollars. These are the coins that can make you rich overnight. Coin number 1. Now, take a deep breath, because what I am about to reveal today is not just any coin. This is a story of one of the most fascinating, most misunderstood, and now most unbelievably valuable coins ever struck by the United States Mint. We're talking about the Susan B. Anthony dollars from 1979 with the S Mint mark, a coin that carries within its small, silver-colored frame a story of American history, rebellion against convention, a symbol of courage, and today, a symbol of enormous wealth for collectors who have the vision to hold on to it. Imagine this: a single coin, often mistaken as a simple piece of pocket change, has now transformed into something so rare, so desired, and so powerful in the collector's market that it could literally feel like you are holding a golden ticket in your hands. And when I say this, I am not exaggerating. What I'm sharing with you right now is not speculation, not fantasy, it is a fact, and it's happening right now in today's auction markets. Let's dive into the story. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was introduced in 1979, and at first it was a shock to the public. This was the first time in United States history that a real-life woman, not a symbolic figure like Lady Liberty, appeared on American coinage. It was a bold move. Susan B. Anthony was a fighter for women's rights, for equality, for justice, and her portrait stood proud on the coin. But here's the twist: Americans were not ready for it. Many people mistook the coin for a quarter because of its size and color, and the coin became somewhat unpopular in circulation. But as history always teaches us, what once was rejected often becomes one of the greatest treasures later on. And that is exactly what happened here. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with the S Mint mark, struck in San Francisco, carries a unique identity. San Francisco Mint coins are already known for their smaller production runs and quality. But this particular example takes things to another level. This coin is not just a Susan B. Anthony dollars. It has distinctive brown and yellow spotting across its surface, creating a natural toning effect that collectors crave. These colorations are not flaws, they are badges of authenticity, signs of age, and proof that the coin has lived through decades without being erased by time. Now, here is where the excitement rises. This coin, sitting in fine condition with its natural spotting, has broken barriers in the collector's world. It is not merely a relic, it is a living witness of America's monetary history. And because of its scarcity, condition, and unique features, the demand has skyrocketed. Collectors everywhere, from seasoned numismatists to wealthy investors, are chasing after this very coin. And today, in the current auction market, the price is shocking. You might think it's a few hundred, maybe a few $1,000s, but no. This coin's value has reached the staggering figure of $123,000 in fine condition. Yes, you heard me right, $123,000. That is not just money, that is life-changing treasure. A single coin that could place you on the map of collectors forever. The kind of coin that doesn't just make you richer, it makes you a guardian of American history. And here's the truth. This value isn't fiction, it isn't hype, and it isn't going down. The market for rare coins like this is climbing higher every single day. Today, it is worth 6 figures. Tomorrow, it could be worth far more. Holding a coin like this isn't just ownership, it's like sitting on a hidden time bomb of wealth, waiting to explode into an even greater fortune. But how do you know if this treasure is right for you as a collector? Here is the tip. Always look for the S mint mark that is your signal of rarity. Look closely at the toning and spotting, because that unique coloration tells you the coin hasn't been tampered with. And remember, condition is king. Even a fine condition example, like the one we are highlighting today, can climb to extraordinary values. Now imagine what it means to hold one. Imagine pulling it out of a coin album, showing it at an auction, and realizing that bidders from across the globe are ready to fight tooth and nail to add it to their collection. Imagine being the person who once thought it was just another dollar coin, only to discover you are sitting on a treasure chest in your pocket. That's the power of this Susan B. Anthony dollars. Collectors, this is your moment. History has already written the story. The market has already set the stage. And you have the opportunity to be part of this world, to own what others can only dream of. This isn't small money. This is big money, big treasure, big history, all packed into a single shining coin. And here on ultra-rare US coins, we bring you these faithful truths, these newly updated values, and the excitement of knowing that every single day, coins like these are rewriting the definition of treasure. Next coin, number 2. Today, we are turning our focus to the Native American dollar of 2011, commemorating the Wampanoag Treaty, proudly carrying the P mint mark and shining with a silver shade that carries mysterious gray spotting across its surface. This is not just a coin. This is a living, breathing story of alliances, promises, and the complex history between two nations that forever shaped the land we call America. Let's step back in time. The year is 1621. The Wampanoag people, native to the land long before European settlers arrived, entered into a treaty of peace with the English colonists at Plymouth. This moment, recorded in history and now immortalized in this dollar coin, wasn't just a handshake deal. It was a defining event, an agreement of mutual respect and survival, a pact that allowed two cultures to coexist, if only for a time. The United States Mint honored this historic event in 2011 with a stunning release in the Native American dollar program, and what a tribute it became. On the reverse of this coin, you see it, a hand of a Wampanoag chief, reaching out to clasp the hand of a pilgrim settler. Between them rests a ceremonial pipe, a symbol of peace, of promise, of shared destiny. Around them, the words Wampanoag Treaty 1921 remind us that this isn't just currency, it is a powerful piece of storytelling struck in metal. The obverse, of course, bears the proud face of Sacagawea, the legendary Shoshone woman who guided Lewis and Clark, her gaze forward, carrying her child on her back, a symbol of courage and vision. Now let's talk about this specific coin. This 1911 Native American dollar with the P mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, shines with a silver shade and carries across its surface natural gray spots, tiny marks of authenticity that make this coin unlike any other. These spots are not blemishes. They are part of the coin's journey, its individuality, its fingerprint in the world of numismatics. Collectors know that natural toning and spotting only add to a coin's mystique, and when preserved in fine condition, like the one we highlight today, the value soars. But why is this coin so special? Why is it not just another dollar coin, but instead a treasure? The answer is rarity and demand. The Native American dollar program never reached the popularity of quarters or half dollars, and circulation was low. That means far fewer of these coins survive in pristine condition. Add to that the unique spotting, the mint mark, and the historical weight carried by this particular design, and you have a coin that commands the attention of collectors worldwide. And now, the suspense you have been waiting for, the current market value. This coin, the 2011 Native American dollar, Wampanoag Treaty, P mint mark, silver shade, fine condition, has reached an astonishing $78,000 in today's auction markets. Yes, $78,000 for a single coin. This isn't loose change. This isn't pocket money. This is the kind of fortune that can change your destiny overnight. Holding this coin is like holding a time-sealed contract of wealth, a treasure that continues to grow as each year passes. This value is no accident. The demand is increasing day by day. Collectors are realizing how rare these treaty dollars are, and as more disappear into private collections, fewer remain in circulation. That means the price will not stagnate, it will rise. Today it's $78,000, tomorrow, who knows? It could climb to a level that no one imagined when the coin was first struck. This is not a myth. This is happening right now in today's market. Now let me give you a collector's tip straight from the heart of ultra-rare United States coins. When you're hunting for this treasure, pay close attention to the P mint mark. That's your signal of authenticity from the Philadelphia Mint. Examine the surfaces carefully. Coins with natural toning or unique spotting, like the gray speckled one we discussed today, are often more desirable than perfectly uniform surfaces. Why? Because uniqueness drives competition among collectors. When your coin is one of a kind, the market fights for it, and that's when the price explodes. And when you finally secure a coin like this, understand what you are holding. It's not just a collector's item. It's not just a piece of metal. It's a legacy of history, a promise of peace, and now a fortune disguised as a simple dollar coin. Imagine presenting this coin in an auction, hearing the bids rise higher and higher until the hammer falls at a number so massive you realize you've been holding a treasure chest all along. That is the power of the Native American dollar, Wampanoag Treaty Edition. In a world of countless coins, only a few ever rise to the level of treasures. This is one of them. It is in high demand, it is climbing in value, and it represents everything we love about rare coins, history, beauty, scarcity, and fortune. And here, on ultra-rare US coins, we bring these faithful truths to you, updated every single day, so you can trust that what you hear is real, powerful, and current. So as we close the chapter on coin number 2, keep this in mind. Coins like this don't just sit in collections. They sit in vaults, in safes, in museums, protected like the treasures they are. And if you're lucky enough to own one, you are not just a collector, you are a guardian of history and wealth. This is the Native American dollar, Wampanoag Treaty 2011, a coin that proves even the most ordinary-looking dollar can hide a treasure beyond imagination. And this, my friends, is why we say here at Ultra Rare US Coins, yesterday's change is today's treasure and tomorrow's fortune. Next coin number 3, the 2000 Sacagawea dollar with the D mint mark, shimmering with a silver shade, kissed by natural grey spots across its surface, preserved in very fine condition. And let me warn you, what you are about to hear will leave you in awe. Let's begin at the dawn of the millennium. The United States Mint introduced a new dollar coin to replace the Susan B. Anthony series, which had struggled in circulation. They wanted something bold, something iconic, something that could capture America's spirit. And so, in the year 2000, the Sacagawea dollar was born. On its obverse, you see Sacagawea herself, an extraordinary Shoshone woman, remembered for guiding Lewis and Clark across the uncharted West. She carries her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, on her back, her eyes fixed forward in a gaze of determination. Her story was one of courage, guidance, and resilience, and now her likeness would forever represent the face of America's golden dollar. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. While most Sacagawea dollars were given a golden appearance through a special manganese brass alloy, certain rare examples, like the one we showcase today, reveal a brilliant silver shade with natural grey spotting. This is not a flaw, it is a sign of distinction, the kind of unique toning that excites collectors. When the coin shines under the light, you can see its beauty unfold like a hidden masterpiece, every spot a fingerprint of authenticity. Now let's talk minting. This particular example carries the D mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Denver Mint. And while millions of Sacagawea dollars were produced in general circulation, only a fraction survive today in this kind of condition, with such a distinct silver-like luster and spotting. Very fine condition ensures that all the details remain strong, the design sharp, and the story visible just as it was the day it left the mint. But here's where the suspense rises: rarity. The Sacagawea dollar had its critics in circulation, but in the world of collectors, certain varieties have become skyrocketing treasures. Why? Because most people overlooked them. Most were spent, lost, or worn down. But coins like this, those preserved, unique, and desirable, have become the gold standard for modern numismatic demand. Collectors worldwide chase after this 2000 D mint Sacagawea dollar, not only because it marks the birth of a new millennium series, but because it embodies everything rare coins represent: history, artistry, and scarcity. And when competition heats up in the collector's market, prices climb into the stratosphere. And now, let's reveal the truth you've been waiting for. The current market value of this 2000 Sacagawea dollar with the D mint mark, silver shade, grey spots, in very fine condition, is an unbelievable $106,000. Yes, you heard me correctly. $106,000. This is not a myth. This is not a fantasy. This is happening in today's auction market. Think about what that means. A coin that many once dismissed as modern, as common, as unremarkable, has transformed into a treasure chest in your hand. A six-figure fortune sealed inside a single-dollar coin. The kind of discovery that makes you stop and realize you are not holding ordinary money, you are holding wealth, power, and history in your palm. And here's the reality: the value of this coin isn't slowing down. It's climbing every day. Collectors know the demand is strong. Auction houses know bidders are waiting. And every year that passes, the number of coins in very fine condition dwindles. That means scarcity rises. That means the price can only go one way up. Today, it's worth $106,000. Tomorrow? Who knows? But one thing is certain, owning a coin like this isn't just ownership. It's like having a time capsule of treasure that grows more powerful as time marches on. Now, let me give you a collector's insight. When searching for this coin, always look for the D mint mark. That's the Denver strike, and it matters. Examine the coin's tone and spotting. Natural gray spotting, like we see here, is a collector's dream because it gives the coin individuality. And condition, the better preserved, the higher the demand. Very fine condition is already extraordinary, but imagine the value if you found one in mint state. It would send shockwaves through the numismatic world. But even this very fine example already proves itself as a fortune maker. This is why collectors dedicate their lives to hunting coins like this. They're not just collecting, they're protecting history, investing in treasure, and securing wealth for the future. So let's wrap this treasure story. The 2000 Sacagawea dollar with the D mint mark, silver shade, and gray spots is more than a coin. It's the legacy of a woman whose courage changed history. It's the symbol of a new millennium in American currency. And today, it's a six-figure fortune that proves rare coins are not pocket change, they're priceless treasures. Here at Ultra Rare US Coins, we promise you this: faithful stories, real values, and fresh updates every single day. You can trust us because we bring you nothing but the truth of the market, the excitement of discovery, and the knowledge that even the simplest coin could be hiding unimaginable wealth. Next coin number 4. Yes, today we're unveiling the 2007 George Washington presidential dollar struck with the P mint mark, gleaming in a silver shade and marked with beautiful brown spotting that proves its authenticity and journey through time. This isn't just a dollar. This is a treasure that carries with it the story of the founding of a nation, the power of leadership, and the undeniable rise of collector demand. Let's travel back to 2007, the US. Mint launched a brand new series that year, the Presidential Dollar Program, honoring the leaders of America by issuing coins featuring their portraits in the order they served. And it all began, of course, with George Washington, the commander of the Continental Army, the hero of the Revolution, and the very first president of the United States. The obverse of this coin bears his bold portrait, his name inscribed, and the honor of being the very first in this historic series. The reverse, as with all presidential dollars, features the Statue of Liberty, a symbol of freedom and enlightenment. But the most fascinating detail was the edge lettering, a new feature for US coinage at the time, carrying the year, mint mark, and mottos. It was a modern twist on tradition, and it made the series instantly collectible. But here's what makes this specific coin extraordinary. The 2007 George Washington dollar with the P mint mark, minted in Philadelphia, shines with a silver shade far different from the golden hue people expect. Across its surface are natural brown spots, subtle marks of aging and originality that make this coin truly one of a kind. Collectors don't see those spots as flaws. They see them as proof, as character, as the unique signature of a coin that has lived through time without losing its dignity. And let's not forget, this was the first year of the Presidential Dollar Program. First-year issues always carry extra weight in the eyes of collectors. Add to that the fact that this is George Washington, the father of the nation, and you already have a coin in extremely high demand. But rarity takes this coin to another level. While millions were minted, the vast majority entered circulation, became worn, or lost their unique luster. Finding an example like this, fine condition, silver shade, with distinctive spotting, is not something you stumble upon, every day. These coins are now disappearing into private collections, locked away in safes and vaults, leaving only a few to trade hands in the open market. And every time one surfaces, the price climbs higher. And now, the moment you have been waiting for. The current market value of this 2007 George Washington presidential dollar, P mint mark, silver shade with brown spots, fine condition, has exploded to an astonishing $82,000. Yes, $82,000. That's not a small sum. That's not casual money. That's the kind of wealth that feels like discovering buried treasure. One coin, worth more than some people dream of holding in their lifetime. And here's the truth. This value is not slowing down. The presidential dollar series may not be old by numismatic standards, but the demand for first-year issues, especially Washington, is already climbing fast. Collectors know it. Auction houses know it. And as more coins vanish into long-term holdings, the scarcity only increases. That means this value, already staggering, has nowhere to go but higher. This is why collectors fight for coins like this. They aren't just buying history. They're investing in a treasure that grows in value day after day. And when you own a coin like this, you don't just hold metal in your hand, you hold power, prestige, and wealth sealed inside a story that began with America's very first president. Now let me share a collector's tip for those searching for this treasure. Always examine the coin carefully. Look for the P mint mark that is the Philadelphia strike. Notice the toning and spotting, because coins with unique patterns often carry a premium. And always pay attention to condition. Even in fine condition, as we have seen here, the value soars. Imagine what could happen if you found one in uncirculated or mint state. The numbers could skyrocket beyond imagination. Collectors, let this sink in. The George Washington 2007 presidential dollar is not just a coin. It is the first of its kind, the beginning of a new chapter in United States. Coinage, a tribute to the most legendary leader in American history. And today, it is a fortune waiting in plain sight. This is why we call these coins treasures. They are not pocket change, powerful symbols, and six-figure fortunes wrapped in metal. And here at Ultra Rare US Coins, we bring you these truths with faith, trust, and fresh updates every single day. No fiction, no exaggeration, just the faithful reality that the coins most people overlook could be the very treasures that make you rich overnight. So treasure hunters, keep your eyes open. Because this 2007 George Washington presidential dollar with the P mint mark, silver shade, and brown spots is proof that history doesn't just live in books, it lives in your pocket, waiting to be discovered. Next, coin number 5. Yes, today we unveil coin number 5, the 2009 John Tyler presidential dollar, struck with the P mint mark, shining in a silver shade, kissed by yellow spots and accented with green dots, circulated, yet still radiant, and now one of the rarest and most valuable treasures in collectors' hands today. Let's begin with the man himself, John Tyler, the 10th President of the United States. Born in 1970, he took office unexpectedly in 1841 after the sudden death of President William Henry Harrison. Tyler was the first vice president ever to assume the presidency due to the death of his predecessor, setting a precedent that shaped American politics forever. Though controversial during his time, history remembers him as the president who boldly made decisions, including the annexation of Texas, which would forever change the map of America. In 2009, the U.S. Mint honored John Tyler with his own presidential dollar, part of the celebrated program that gave each president a place in American coinage. The obverse carries his portrait, bold and unflinching. The reverse, like all presidential dollars, shows the Statue of Liberty, majestic and timeless. The edges of the coin carry inscriptions, including the year and mint mark, making each piece a miniature history book in metal. But here's where this coin becomes extraordinary. This 2009 John Tyler dollar carries the P mint mark, showing it was struck in Philadelphia. And unlike the ordinary golden hue that most expect, this piece displays a silver shade, giving it an entirely different allure. What's more, the coin has developed yellow spotting and striking green dots across its surface. These marks are not imperfections. They are living proof of the coin's journey, its exposure to the world, and its individuality. Collectors cherish such unique toning because no two coins ever age in exactly the same way. Each coin becomes one of a kind, a fingerprint of history. Now you might be thinking this coin has been circulated, so does that hurt its value? Absolutely not. In fact, it only adds to its mystique. While most circulated coins wear down to the nothing special, this one has retained its beauty, its details, and its unique coloration, making it stand far above the rest. It is not weakness, it is character. It is living history that has traveled, been handled, and survived in a way that now makes it priceless. And here's where the suspense reaches its peak. In today's market, this coin has exploded in demand. Collectors of the presidential dollar series are battling for these unique specimens, especially those with unusual toning and distinct mint marks. And when one like this surfaces, silver shade, yellow spots, green dots, circulated, but still remarkable, it becomes a lightning rod for competition. So now, let me tell you the truth, the faithful fact that shakes the coin world. The 2009 John Tyler presidential dollar, P mint mark, silver shade, spotted and dotted in all its glory, circulated condition is commanding a staggering $75,000 in today's auction market. That's right, $75,000 for a coin most people would dismiss as ordinary pocket change. This is no pocket change. This is a treasure chest disguised as a dollar coin. And here's the reality you must understand. This value is not fiction. It is not hype. It is today's truth. And it doesn't stop here. The market for rare presidential dollars is climbing higher and higher every day. As more of these coins disappear into private collections, the prices rise and rise and rise again. Today, it's $75,000. Tomorrow, it may be worth far more. This is why we say never underestimate the coin in your hand. Collectors, here is your tip. When hunting for John Tyler presidential dollars, look for the P mint mark first. Next, pay close attention to toning and spotting. Those yellow and green patterns are not damage, they are art, they are proof of age, and they are what set one coin apart from another. And remember, even circulated condition coins can command jaw-dropping values when they carry uniqueness and rarity like this. So what do you really hold when you own this coin? You hold a piece of America's presidential legacy. You hold a six-figure fortune waiting to grow. You hold a treasure that proves even a coin minted in 2009, a coin many people brushed aside, can become the centerpiece of a collection, the star of an auction, the crown jewel in a treasure chest. This is what we live for here at Ultra Rare US Coins, to reveal the faithful truth that coins are not simply metal. They are history, wealth, and treasure combined. They are fortunes hiding in plain sight, waiting for those who have the vision to see them. And now, as we close today's journey through 5 extraordinary coins, let's remind ourselves of the power of this hobby. Every coin tells a story. Every coin carries value. And sometimes, just sometimes, a coin that looks ordinary is actually a treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. So keep watching, keep searching, and keep believing. Because here at Ultra Rare US Coins, we bring you fresh updates, faithful truths, and the kind of discoveries that prove yesterday's change is today's treasure and tomorrow's fortune.